We now have Ripple employees telling us what's about to be happening. And, one of the things that I have been addressing over the last couple of years is institutional adoption of crypto, legitimization of crypto, and utility being the main value driver of this space. And I feel as though 2025 is now beginning to look as though it could be the year where we start to see the shift happen in real time, where the next cycle of crypto could very well be the utility driven cycle. But with that being said, let's address what's going on right now. We have a lot to talk about, so welcome to the channel, everyone. My name is Nick. For those that are new to the channel, hopefully by the end of this video, you do become a subscriber. Let's dive on in because Marcus Infinger, the SVP of Ripple X from Ripple, gave us a little bit of a breakdown of institutional adoption and what's going to be happening around it this year. Number one, we have institutional blockchain adoption will accelerate this year. 3 foundational changes can transform how institutions interact with markets and manage capital. Number one is TradFi is embracing tokenized money market funds as the regulated bridge to digital markets. Unlike yield-bearing stablecoins, these funds work within existing frameworks while maintaining institutional-grade risk management. The CFTC's move to accept tokenized money market funds as collateral is game-changing, enabling seamless integration with derivatives markets and improved capital efficiency while reducing counterparty risk. Number 2 is major institutions are moving to public blockchains driven by 24/7 operations, additional returns, and asset fractionalization. PE giants like KKR Co. and Hamilton Jane were early adopters, democratizing investor access. This adoption is supported by the emergence of institutional-grade infrastructure and compliance tools. Number 3, corporate treasuries are evolving fast. 70 plus public companies currently hold about 58 billion in Bitcoin, but the real story is diversification. Take Sport Ltd for an example, 10% allocation to Bitcoin plus XRP delivering 37% reduction in transaction cost. We're seeing treasury strategies combine inflation protection with operational efficiency. Multi-signature wallets and institutional custody are becoming standard as companies build robust governance frameworks. 2025 will mark the shift from experimental adoption to true blockchain integration. A new financial system is emerging where traditional assets trade 24/7 and anyone can own a slice. This is a very significant overall breakdown of what's actually happening. And you know what? It's not just coming from, some Bitcoin or XRP maxi or, some random influencer. No, it's coming from an employee at Ripple who is sitting in, meetings with major players that have already addressed the same exact things that he is saying here, where we are starting to see the big shift in real time. We are starting to see a new financial system emerge. We are starting to see the big shift from the TradFi world to the crypto world happening. I think that it happened once we start to see BlackRock and Fidelity and these big players jumping over to the ETF train, but it wasn't just about the ETFs, right? That's just how they make money off of, retail buying and selling these assets. No, the real thing was tokenization. Tokenization is the number one thing that we should be looking at. Monica Long, the president of Ripple, also put out a great post. And this was regarding banks, right? Once large banks can start, custodian crypto, they will be able to do anything. Now, SAB 121 just changed the game completely, as you guys are all aware of. And we have from Monica Long that, she's agreeing. 15 of the top 25 largest banks globally have already piloted tokenized asset projects. I expect several of them to launch market-ready offerings in the US in 2025. If they have clarity from the US government to touch crypto, seems very possible for this to no longer be an issue this year. And now it's no longer an issue. So if we're thinking about that, what does that tell you about Ripple? What does that tell you about the readiness of Ripple as well to embrace this and also have XRP at the forefront? Because remember, XRP is the main thing that they're pioneering around tokenization use cases. And also David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, already told you that it's not about just tokenizing the assets and having them sit there on chain. No, people want to buy, sell, trade against them, borrow against them. The XRP ledger allows this to happen. And also XRP is a big key driver around all of this. Now, on top of that, we also have over here Ripple XRP is going to be probably the highway that most of the financial systems are going to be driving through here in the future. It will not be Bitcoin. Remember, this is that David Stryzewski. I hope that I'm saying that name correctly. I'm probably butchering it, but this is the same individual that has been talking heavily about XRP in the last couple weeks. But this is the CEO of Sound Planning, Bank of America. We're doing 100% of their internal transactions, and they have 83 patents on it. Check this out.
Another one you like is Ripple. You said it is the coin to be looking at right now.
Absolutely.
Why?
Okay, so Ripple actually was the second largest coin prior to the SEC's investigation of them. They did this really weird lawsuit against them, and basically the Ripple's going to be the track that everything's going to be running on in the future. So they created their own stable coin right now.
Okay.
And Bank of America, like I said, they were doing 100% of their internal transactions. They've got 83 different patents on it, and there's some incredible stuff that's going to be coming out.
But as you look to the coming year, okay, is it getting just a little rich, perhaps, if you're somebody who's not in already?
I mean, I guess as we're talking about technology here, and Liz just showed us all these major innovations that are coming. Yeah. No, there are incredible things that are coming. We've got the most pro-crypto president right now in the United States, 60% of Congress that's on board. This is the moment right now in history where this is the chat GPT moment for crypto, right? Where it's now coming out to the next level. And Ripple, XRP, is going to be probably the highway that most of the financial systems are going to be driving through here in the future. It will not be Bitcoin.
So yeah, listen, it's not going to be about Bitcoin. It's not going to be about Bitcoin. It's not going to be about Ethereum. We are witnessing the entire change that we have been stressing about and talking about and preaching about for years and years and years. And almost nobody wanted to, listen. Like when we look at Bitcoin maxis, they're always crying about this. But this is actually happening now. The banks just got the green light. And what do you think that they're going to be utilizing? They're not going to be utilizing Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's going to be the efficient tech. But also, Morgan Stanley and Bank of America are ready to jump in. Wall Street is coming. If regulators allow it, Bank of America has hundreds of blockchain patents. Check it out.
Dollars worldwide. And this morning, CNBC also sat down with Morgan Stanley CEO Ted Pick, who said the firm would work with regulators to see if the bank could get more involved in crypto markets. And earlier this week, Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan said it has hundreds of blockchain patents and implied the banking system would embrace crypto if allowed by regulators.
And yeah, listen, the regulators just allowed this all to happen. And Ripple, if we're really thinking about this, Ripple as a company has been pioneering XRP and the XRP-L to the institutional players since inception. This is why XRP has always been called the banker's coin. And guess what? Yeah, we embraced it. We embraced it because we knew that the big banks, it was only a matter of time until the regulators said, guess what? It's time. And now it is officially time. But also, let's go over to this post here from Ripple. What do the next 12 months look like for the crypto industry? Ripple leadership weighs in on a year of maturity and momentum, game-changing regulation, and supercharged institutional adoption. Check this out. 2024 was a transformative year for crypto as the industry made enormous strides in institutional adoption, regulatory clarity, and technological advancements. Now, as digital assets continue their march towards the financial mainstream, the Ripple team shares its predictions for the trends that will define the year ahead, from the emergence of new asset classes and crypto regulatory frameworks to the continued growth of tokenization. They agree that the industry stands on the precipice of unprecedented adoption and growth. Supercharged institutional adoption of blockchain technology. While many large institutions have already begun to integrate blockchain and crypto in focused efforts, the Ripple team expects those programs to gain steam more broadly across multiple fronts throughout 2025. Marcus Infinger suggested that increased institutional utilization of blockchain will be driven by market demand for operational efficiencies and enhanced connectivity, aka, guess what? Bitcoin and Ethereum? See ya. This is all about efficiencies and the enhancement of connectivity. The introduction of new institutional-grade blockchain infrastructure and compliance tools means that major firms can now confidently deploy blockchain to achieve these benefits and even create new revenue streams through fractionalization, which can expand access to tokenized assets. He points to private equity as proof of this change, where firms such as KKR and Hamilton Lane, which we just talked about this, right, have created tokenized funds. He believes that this signals a larger shift in how financial institutions are approaching asset management, one that is less constrained by barriers to investment and common frictions related to traditional financial rails. And here we have the enhanced visibility and seamless integration of blockchain technology enables institutions to optimize capital deployment and manage liquidity needs with greater precision, absent time zone limitations. And also, Monica Long agrees, saying that tokenization and decentralized finance will evolve beyond crypto-specific applications to become institutional tools, with an emphasis on real-world asset tokenization and practical use cases for global financial institutions. DeFi has primarily catered to crypto holders and traders seeking to maximize yield on digital assets, and we're starting to see a shift towards applying DeFi to traditional and real-world financial use cases. Imagine FX markets with instant cost-efficient settlements, commodities with transparent tradable tokens, bonds with 24/7 trading and automated payments, and ETFs and mutual funds with real-time transactions. And this is crazy because this is basically giving us an insight on how everything around finance is about to move on-chain. Now, they also do mention successful early tokenization use cases have already proven that they can unlock liquidity, fractional ownership, and broader accessibility results, which are catalyzing further digitization of assets in key markets like FX, commodities, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds, and venture capital. By digitizing financial products, institutions can streamline processes, make settlement more efficient, improve transparency, and achieve greater inclusivity. Of the 15 global large banks that have already piloted tokenized asset products, Long predicts 10, including Deutsche Bank, HSBC, UBS, Standard Chartered, and State Street will launch market-ready offerings in 2025 by partnering with crypto-native infrastructure providers. What I find very interesting about this is that all of these banks outside of State Street are confirmed Ripple partners. Does that mean that State Street just got confirmed as a Ripple partner? Because they included all Ripple partners here except for State Street. State Street is not a Ripple partner. This is very interesting. Very, very interesting. The CTO, David Schwartz, says that the coming era of institutional adoption will be made possible with ZKPs that address privacy, scalability, and interoperability. Coupled with the advancements in smart contracts, institutions can use ZKPs to design sophisticated financial instruments, from automated syndicated loans to bespoke derivatives. There it is. Big focus on derivatives, quadrillions of dollars, tailored to their operational and regulatory needs. ZKPs will unlock the full potential of DeFi and make it possible for institutions to participate in this transformative technology because they meet regulatory compliance while maintaining confidentiality, a crucial requirement for widespread adoption. He also points out that RippleX is at the forefront of these with the XRP ledger. Multi-token strategies redefine treasury management. We've been talking about this in terms of, just really kind of diversifying outside of Bitcoin. I do believe that this is going to continue. We also have from Long that she predicts that by the year end, 20% of major banks and public companies will allocate at least 2% of their treasury holdings to crypto, a trend we're already seeing with, Emerge. Amazon shareholders recently voted to this prospect, and Long expects other tech leaders like Meta, Apple, Netflix, and Google to follow suit. So, very interesting stuff, and they, of course, do mention the crypto reserve. Infiger also said that the shift represents a fundamental change in how companies approach treasury management. Down here, we also have crypto regulation paves a clear path to adoption. Institutional adoption and diversified crypto holdings both rely heavily on one crucial factor, which is regulation. For years, the lack of regulatory clarity has been a roadblock for the crypto industry in the US, but Ripple leaders are confident that 2025 will be a turning point. Stuart Alderati, the CLO, anticipates that a more pro-crypto administration in the U.S. will usher in a new era of oversight with a healthier relationship between industry and regulators. He believes this shift will unlock suppressed potential and allow the market to thrive, which is already starting to happen. And he also did mention that, in terms of regulatory leaders in markets like Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and also the United Kingdom will drive a race to the top. We're starting to see that actually happening in real time with frameworks that address key issues like tokenization, standards, and digital asset custody. With major regulators now engaged in the digital asset space, clear and consistent standards that enable mainstream adoption will follow. Ultimately, Alderati expects regulatory momentum around the world to shift the industry's focus from proof of concept to creating real-world economic value. Then, of course, we do have new asset classes take stage. This is where we look at stablecoins, right? Stablecoins are starting to become a very big, focus. This is just going to continue. We're going to see tokenized money market funds, stablecoins. We're going to see so much happening around the tokenization of things this is going to unlock a massive, massive new financial system essentially in and of itself. And it's going to be the tokenized digital economy. And last but not least, we do have a year of maturity and momentum. 2025 is shaping up to be another defining year for crypto and blockchain. Ripple leaders are confident that tokenization will continue to revolutionize institutional finance and enable new asset classes. Diversified crypto strategies will reshape treasury management, and regulatory clarity will unlock new growth in support of innovation and inclusion. As these trends converge, blockchain and crypto are positioned to become indispensable pillars of the global economy. And what a massive statement. What a massive document as well. I mean, listen, as we really look at what's going on here, it's very clear that 2025 is starting to become the big shift in scenery that we have been waiting for. And it's all welcoming in the big players around finance. We knew that the banks were going to be here. And what better way to finally see this all happening than, you know, around a company like Ripple that has been pioneering this tech for the institutional side, the banking side. This is also why so much hate is getting thrown towards Ripple and towards XRP. It's because, you know, they have been at the forefront of this. They've been preparing for this for years and years and years. We're talking well over a decade now. And it's all aligning perfectly. It's all lining up perfectly for Ripple and XRP to become the main winners around this. And I could not be happier to see this. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.